Come on now. We all had to do stuff that we don't like. It could be homework, chores, your job, or whatever. When we have to do something that doesn't bring the most pleasure to us, we tend to feel stressed. And so, with our survival instincts of limiting the amount of suffering we go through, we humans tend to make the most pain-relieving choice: procrastination. We all know that procrastination is bad. It hinders our work, it slows down progress, blah blah blah, but it just feels safe to temporarily avoid the pain and to stay in a comfy zone even if it's a bit longer. Knowing if something is bad and knowing what to do about it is different. It's just like telling a smoker that smoking is bad. It makes no difference. So today, I'll be sharing 3 ways to kick procrastination in the ass so that we can get work done in the flesh. Break tasks small. Essentially, what we want to do is systematically breaking down a big task into smaller manageable tasks in order to trick our brain. Imagine our brains as efficient machines. It will try to solve as many problems as it can in the shortest amount of time. Say if you're confronted with a project that seems daunting, say writing a 300-page novel. This is how it sounds like for the brain. Impossible to process, set aside for now, which then causes us to delay the task for as long as possible. So in order not to overwhelm our tiny little brain, the big task has to be broken down into smaller steps and components. The purpose of this is to make the task seem easier, and the easier the task, the less your brain will resist doing it. So instead of writing a 300-page novel, you can break it down into, say, writing a page a day, or if it still seems too difficult to be done, make it a paragraph a day. It's doable, right? So now the brain will see it in a way that, hey, this seems workable. Yeah, let's do it! The brain will now pose less resistance due to the change in perception towards the task, and thus less procrastination. Now, not every one of us are trying to create a new Harry Potter that joins the Avengers or something. It's just an example. If let's say you're in a situation where you have an assignment due tomorrow, and I would consider this as very urgent, and you're still procrastinating on that, wow, seriously? Make a to-do list. Sometimes it's not that we want to procrastinate, but simply we just forgot that we have to do it. It's not uncommon that we are bombarded with loads of information and stuff every so often. Time and time again, researchers have proven that our short-term memory can only store up to 7 items. Our brain is a powerful tool, but still its capacity is limited. Why do you think notebooks, planners, calendars are being invented in the first place? All of this is to compensate for our limited capacity. Try to write down the stuff that you're supposed to do for the day, daily. It can be a notebook, a piece of paper, or even on your laptop if you have no access to paper or you're going green, and review it every so often. This helps to constantly remind ourselves that we should be doing the important stuff instead of something else. Also, we can add in deadlines for the task so that the time urgency can give yourself that extra push to start working on it. For example, you can write something like this: get math homework done by 5 p.m. We can take it further by adding in checkboxes beside our tasks, so that naturally our brains will want to get all the boxes checked, which again, less procrastination. Getting rid of all possible distractors at your workplace. The fact is, we humans are very easily distracted. While the things that distract individuals are distinct, but think about it. When was the last time that you thought to yourself that I'm just gonna check out Facebook or Instagram for 5 minutes, and the next thing you know, half the day is gone from scrolling? Or there might be someone finding for me, so let's check the feed. Oh hey, Trump updated his status. Walao eh. Smartphones are one of the most prominent distractions that was created in this world, other than someone else's girlfriend. To begin with, it's already a pain in the ass to even start doing stuff. And here we are allowing all these time-sucking machines to exist within our workspace. Just like what we mentioned previously, our brains will find the best way to relieve the pain, even if it's temporarily. And smartphones are a great way to provide dopamine to get us away from tasks. So, get rid of them, at least during your dedicated work time. Of course, this doesn't apply only to smartphones. If you're distracted by noises, put on earplugs. If you're easily distracted visually, sit at a corner where all you can see is the freaking wall. Okay? If even the wall distracts you, tear the wall down if you can. You get a picture. Get rid of all distractions. This is a cool one. the 5-second method. I got this method from Mel Robbins and Improvement Pill. Okay, it goes like this. The next time you want to start doing something, start counting down in your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and straight away start doing whatever you're supposed to do. Personally, this method has worked very well for me. The reason why it works so well because it temporarily shuts your brain up. Think about the times where you talk yourself out doing something. I want to go to the gym, but I'm tired. There's still more time before the deadline. Let's watch a movie for now. If you give your brain the chance, it will come up with the most convincing excuse ever. You're convincing yourself. If you don't already know, our brains are designed to do only one thing at a time. So when you're counting down, your brain is occupied with counting down and not creating excuses. So when you engage in a task immediately after the countdown, your brain won't be fast enough to come up with an excuse because now your brain resources are immediately being used for the task that you're currently engaged in. This method is so powerful, even successful people are using it, so give it a try. Alright, bonus tip. If you still find yourself procrastinating after all the methods above, God, you're beyond help. Just kidding. Here's a bonus tip. What you can do is to set up reward conditions that involves the task at hand and something that you usually do for fun or relief. For example, if you are a person who likes to play video games like me, and you have a task that needs to be done, say homework. In this case, we can set a condition for ourselves as so. I will only be able to play video games after I've completed my homework. For example, completing 1 page of homework and playing 5 minutes of video games. The condition that you set for yourself have to be doable and relative in the sense that it's proportionate. Okay, let's say I'm going to complete 1 out of 10 questions on my homework and I get to play video games for the rest of the day. Come on man, even the dog on the street won't be convinced by this. So set your conditions smartly that at least it's convincing enough to make you feel the pain of not being able to play the video games and enough to get your work done. So those are the tips that I've came across and personally used to battle procrastination. Just so you know, all the tips that I've mentioned can be implemented together. But at the end of the day, implementing the tips is the hard part. So, don't procrastinate in preventing procrastination. And I'll see you in the next video.